Welcome back, everybody. I'm talking to RyanNicole and Niema Jordan. And how do you not love these two, right? I mean, if you do something, that's probably wrong with you. So, Niema, let me ask you a question. How did y'all meet? Because I know you work together now. You're collaborators. But how did you meet? How did this happen?
So I have actually known Miss RyanNicole for years. And it actually started, I used to co-run a blog called 38th Notes. And so I was a music journalist. And so I was constantly covering her work because she was always coming out with amazing work. But this project came specifically because we are both a part of a cohort called Oakland Futures. And during one of our sessions, Ryan read Labor and I cried, like just point blank. So much had been building up. And I felt like in that moment, like had the words that I couldn't say. And everything sort of overflowed. And after that very real and raw moment, some of the conveners approached me and said, how would you feel about directing a video of Ryan performing that poem? And actually in the moment, I was like, oh, no. I only do documentary film. Like, you should probably find someone else. I can find some people for you. And they said, no, we think you are the person to actually direct this piece. And so that is how Labor came about.
Wow. I think I knew some of that, right? But I certainly didn't know it from the inside out, meaning I didn't know the level at which her words had grabbed you and gave you language and pathway into what you were feeling. I mean, that's just the power of words, man. I mean, scripture said, let the words of my heart and the meditations of my mind be acceptable. Words are so powerful. And RyanNicole, I guess, we don't talk about the film, but for a moment, if you would permit me, I'm talking about this poem, because if Niema places her finger on it correctly, and I know she does, this film begins with this poem.
Yes, sir.
But what does the poem begin with?
The poem begins with the question that you asked earlier, which is motherhood for me. And motherhood for me preceded the physical. I've been a mother of words. I've been a mother of the artwork. I've been a mother of other children, in my community. And I really see them all as precious. I really do. I know it takes time. I know it takes effort and deep meditation to produce anything that's worth anything. And when those things are trampled upon, taken away, murdered, with reckless disregard by assailants who have motives that are far beyond my imagination, I have a really hard time with it. So Labor came from the acknowledgement of what it takes to gestate a life, be that life a poem, be that life a child, be that life a grown woman, who is asleep in her room. It comes from the indignation that I have about the carelessness that people take towards other people's creations.
That's rich. All of that's rich. It is, if I hear you correctly, it is challenging us to reimagine what we consider mothering, right? That we mother many things, and that a man can mother. Can a man mother?
Indeed, a man can mother. Yes, a man can mother. Have you ever given birth to anything?
Literally, I am right now.
Hello.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And that's why I think this conversation is so rich, because I think not only are you, both of you, modeling and embodying this work so compellingly, you're also challenging us to understand and to think beyond the limits of what we consider to be the restrictions of race and gender and all of those foolishness. Niema, let me ask you this. Talk to me about the film itself, right? Take me into what this film endeavors to do and to say. Here's a better way to ask it. I watched the film the film has come to an end. What do you want me to walk away with?
Hope. Hope. I think that what is so, I mean, there's a number of things that are so powerful about Ryan's words, but there's a shift that happens in the poem, right? There is this level of despair and sort of just really being over it, all of it, everything that is happening in the world, right? There's an anger, right? A frustration there. But as you go through it, you come to this space of this light, this sort of reinvigoration, this really feeling inspired. And I wanted that to come across in the poem, right? And that to come across in the film, which is that there's so much that's happening around us that, sometimes we don't even want to talk about it. We don't want to engage with it. It's too much. It's overbearing. It's so many things, right? But there is a space for hope, right? There's a poem, there's a part in the poem where Ryan says, "But God," right? There are all of these things that are happening. And I don't even want to create anymore. I don't even want to talk anymore. I don't want to engage anymore. I don't want to do it, but God. Right? And how all of those things can in some way come together and be used for this next level, right? And so really trying to convey that in this piece and really wanting people to be inspired by and feel that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sold. I want to see this film. I want to hear the poem. I want to see the film, because it just sounds so appropriate is not even the word. It's not even the right word. But it sounds so ready, pregnant. There it is.
There it is.
It sounds so pregnant and ready to be born. And we need this. We need this work, and we need these voices. I've been waging, RyanNicole. I've been waging my own little private, quiet battle against Afro pessimism. I've been really just saying no to it, and trying to encourage my audiences, in spite of its seductive powers, because it is a seductive message, to say no. First of all, because pessimism is not African.
Hello,
it's not African. It comes out of the Sophists, out of the Greeks, then into Schopenhauer and Nietzsche and Sartre and Camus. None of them are African. Africans are not pessimists. RyanNicole, talk to me about, because I heard Niema tell me that I should walk away with hope. And she got that from your work. And tell me why you choose to ground your work. You know what? I got to take a break. When we come back, tell me why you choose to ground your work in hope and why you choose not to language in pessimism.
Yes, sir.
Right back.
Just so